Time for Bet on It, brought to you by Warhorse Sportsbook. Warhorse Sportsbook is the best place in Nebraska to place your sports bets, whether it's at the Sportsbook in Lincoln or here in Omaha. They've got you covered with nearly every major sporting event and all types of betting, live bets, parlays, in-game props, whatever you can think of. Warhorse likely has you covered. No bets, no glory.
I know one of the things that you want to bet on is whether Coach Sanders has a job next year. Don't you? Don't you, Ravi?
I don't know, because
what kind of odds would you get?
I think he will have a job next year. I don't know what job that is, right? If I had to bet on him being at Colorado next year, I probably would need an enormous amount of plus money to do that. Because I don't.
Ravi Lula here for plus 450 that Deion remains in Boulder.
You don't think that they love him there? And I'm not talking.
No, I don't.
But I'm talking like the university itself.
I think so. They played the short game, and they knew this going in. When you get in bed like that, and you're going to be here for a good time, not a long time.
And
like
they were desperate, so they were willing to take the risk.
Right, so
it brings attention to them.
They're going to click the cash register.
But they're going to be worse off when he leaves than they were when he got there.
Now, will they, though? I just had this argument at the barbershop Friday.
Okay.
Remember, Colorado was awful.
They were 1-11.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
they're terrible.
That was pretty bad. Will they be worse? They're going.
Maybe not worse, but I don't know that they're better.
So I made the case, and most people don't think of it like this, especially with where I was, because they don't really think recruiting. You will have to get back into the state of Colorado for some goodwill. Nebraska knows all too well about this.
100%.
Where you have to get back into the state and have somebody that is willing to, just get one of them old school fertilizers and hit every square inch of the yard, because they got to grow those relationships back.
That's why we love when we see Ed Foley at every high school, even if he doesn't have prospects.
So all that old shucksy thing, and Foley, that served a purpose.
And that's why, outside of the fact that Christian Jones is a really good football player, that's why that matters. That's why getting the number one prospect in the state 3 years in a row matters.
You need to have, if he moves on. And listen, this is talk radio, so we can always speculate.
Yeah.
And I just did what I hate doing. You have to get back into the state. So I think they're worse in state than when he got the job. But the program overall as a whole, I don't know if I would make that case.
So here's my argument for it, right? Are
you still on plus 450?
I want more than that. That he's back next year? You better give me 4 digits on that. I need plus 1,000 or better.
Well,
if I'm putting money on,
he'd bet on himself and just be miserable for the year.
Fair.
I would. No, I'm just playing. I've gone winless. It sucks.
I'm good.
Cue the mayor.
It's a tough cross to bear with all those endorsements.
Hey, how many times did Raiola get hit?
How many times did he get touched? No. So here's the argument I would make that they're worse off.
Still hanging.
They have, and I could see an argument that financially they might be better off because of all the attention and all that's come with Deion. But I don't know how much of that money is going to Deion because of the endorsements and things like that, and how much of it's actually going to Colorado. That I don't know. But I would say, you said they're playing the short game, and I agree. I don't know that I can point to a single thing that Deion has done to set up Colorado for longer term success, because he's not recruiting high school guys for the most part, for the large part. It's not like the high school guys he has recruited or transfer guys that he's recruited are likely to stick around Colorado when he leaves or if he leaves. So I don't know.
Would you try to make the case that he's elevated the profile of the job?
I don't know.
They got new gear.
They do have new gear, but I don't know. Again, with all the support and stuff, is that support, financial, whatever, support that stays with Colorado once Deion's gone? or is it just there because Deion's there? Because if it's not there after he's gone, then the profile of the job isn't any better than it was before. There's a reason Colorado made sense to hire Deion.
But here's the thing you're forgetting, my man.
What's that?
They're in a new conference.
Yeah, Big 12.
So you're in better position to move forward if you get a competent adult. And I'm not that he's incompetent, but what I'm saying is that understands the landscape.
How to run a program.
Yeah, like I'm just, and this is partly because I want him out of Missouri. But if Eli Drinkwitz goes to Colorado, they're going to win.
Yeah, but Missouri's a better job than Colorado.
But just hear my point though.
Okay.
You could get a guy that has a similar thought process. What's made Drink good? Drink has canvassed the region. He
owns Missouri.
He's everywhere.
He has planted Missouri's flag.
And there's enough good football players regionally where if you get somebody that could invest, it could just take the right person. Now, is Colorado going to be scorned or spurned that students actually started going to games again and now it's not fun because they're not winning? Like, will they go back to not caring and smoking bud or whatever it is that they do? And
skiing,
skiing. Yeah. There's lots of things to do, right?
Yeah. That's why places that are fun to live can be hard jobs.
There's other pro teams there, right? Yeah. Nuggets and Broncos. And
it's the same reason you have trouble in like
Avalanche.
Yeah, you had your funny moment at my expense. No, but it was funny. But if you're not making fun of me, then it's probably not going to be as funny. So you just don't get to say Avalanche.
Eat the meat and spit out the bones.
Pound of flesh.
My man.
Anywho.
Those jobs are hard, though. Where there's other stuff to do, those jobs are hard.
I feel you.
Miami, LA, like those are tough jobs. Although there's 2 teams in LA. I don't know if you remembered or not.
Yeah.
Us and USC.
Will it be in...
I don't know if it's worse. I don't think it's better.
I don't know, man.
If anything's raised the profile of Colorado, I think it's the Big 12, not Deion. Now, if you want to say, hey,
but you do have to. You can't just be dismissive of that, though. They are in a new conference,
right? Yeah, that's fair.
You can't say yeah, but
no, I don't know that Deion had anything to do with that.
It doesn't matter, though, right? Because if you can't just take the. You can't always have the bad be applicable to him being there. So sometimes you have to be able to look at the good too, whether it was a direct correlation of him or not, because the bad works the same way.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. I think, to be fair, I think Colorado was a bad job before Deion got there.
Okay.
And I don't know that he's changed that is mostly my point. I'm not saying it's his fault that it's a bad job.
I got no. Okay.
I don't think it's
because we kind of made it Deion specific.
Right. I meant more. I don't know that he's done anything to improve the job.
And if you're going to use Deion specific to say why he didn't do a good job, then you have to add, okay, well, what could make it advantageous?
Yeah, in a new conference, Big 12 is a better spot than the Pac-12. But I sit here and look, okay, Colorado was a bad job before he got there. That's why they were willing to take the chance on a guy like Deion, right? Like, there was a lot of schools that probably weren't going to take that plunge because of the unknowns there, right?
And I only said Drinkwitz because I want him out of Missouri.
Yeah, no, I totally get that.
Well, I'm just looking at some of these jobs that make them open next year. Everybody's trying to pencil Tony White in somewhere, and I'm like, you guys just chill. But
I think a really good job's gonna have to come open for Tony White to leave.
Yeah,
I mean, a really good job, because I think he knows he's got it good here. I think he knows the defense is going to continue to get better, even as he replaces guys. They've done a really good job of bringing those guys along. And I think he understands what Coach Rule was talking about last year in the offseason, where it's like, hey, don't take a job just to take a job, right? That's the biggest mistake a lot of up-and-comers make. We saw Turner Gill do this.
And I know
with the Kansas job.
You're going to laugh. I'm going to save this.
It's okay. I like to laugh.
Okay.
Nebraska's very senior-laden defensively, right? Upperclassmen. I don't know about productivity because these guys are painting it on pretty thick right now early. They could be more athletic defensively in a year.
Oh, I 100% believe that. I think a year or two from now.
I'm going to leave that right there.
Yeah.
And
Tony White knows that.
Right.
100% he knows that.
I know it sounds ridiculous because they're putting up some really good numbers.
I don't think it's ridiculous because can you imagine what Ernie Shaver or Every time. Vincent Shavers is going to look like in a year.
Yeah.
He looks like a freak show now.
Yeah.
He's a true freshman.
Oh,
Willis McGahee, he played one play, and he's like, strip sack, see ya. What's he going to look like in a year?
You get another year of Princewell, Cam.
Those two looks like grown men. What are those guys going to look like in a year?
Like, they're going to be – they got a chance.
It's going to be freaky back there.
One more year.
One more year. That's Bet On It, brought to you by Warhorse Sportsbook. We're going to talk to Russell.
Plus 850.
I need more than that. I need at least 1,000 to bet on Deion staying.